welcome to the freak show, the best in town. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head constantly. Thoughts jumbled around, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative. I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive. You know I'm about to go off, I won't let them win. I'll take a stab, I wanna chase a bag. I wanna way I can change all the things I lack. I gotta face the facts, I got a taste in that. Got me obsessed with the rest, I got an itch to scratch. Lonely now, I'll give up everything.
Venom in my brain, running from the past, wanna escape my pain. I just wanna be a better person, I deserve this, I just wanna break these chains. Always asking for greatness, true to myself, I never fake it. Seen too many once, I just so they get famous. And when I say the truth, most really can't take it. In spite of everything I've been through, I'ma make it. Fake friends, but on my downfall is toxic. Day one, started the outlaws for profit. Now all I do is write verses, no talking. All I do is put the work in, no option. This was everything I ever wanted. Created a legacy off of me, just being honest. And the fake ones hate, but it's all to no avail. They wanna see me lose, but you know I never fail.
I'll give up everything, daunting life. If I can see my dream, lay things right. 'Cause I'll do anything, want a reality. Lonely now, I'll give up everything, daunting life. If I can see my dreams, lay things right. 'Cause I'll do anything to make one up. Want a reality. Don't let go. Don't let go. I'll make things right. 'Cause I'll do anything to make one up. Want a reality.
What is going on, fam? Welcome back to another episode. My name is TradeFly. I'm going to bring you some of the most important market news as well as technical analysis that you can actually use. Bitcoin is pulling back just a little bit today, but that is okay. We do have some key support levels underneath of us, and we are going to find ourselves some trade setups and ways that we can take some positions, right? Because there is ways to make money on the way up. There is ways to make money on the way down, but don't you worry, not all is lost. I promise you that. We are still following the trend. It is all good out there for now. All right, that being said, I'm going to go over to the chat, say what's up to everybody, and see how you guys are doing, because you know this is what I like to do. So, first in the chat, we got Alexandra G, the best mod in all the space. What up to you, lady? We got HRJ Trading, my dude. He said, crash the markets. No, sir. I will not crash the markets. We will find ways to make money in these markets. Let's get it. Crypto Squid, yo, what up to you, bro? Good to see you. We got V Monitor out of Gang. What up, bro? Good to see you in the chat. Thank you for being here. And let's see who else. Scrolling down a little bit more, we got Wave Cypher. Yo, what up, bro? Good to see you, man. Thank you for being here as well. Wave Cypher, check him out, man. Check him out. He's over in Alex's Discord. He's got his own YouTube channel. He is doing great stuff, so crushing it, man. Congratulations to you getting over to Alex's. All right, let's go ahead and get over to the crypto bubbles. I got a couple things that I'm gonna have to bring over into the chat. For Brill, what up? He said, "Otter gang, how you doing, bro?" It is red AF out there. This is not what we want to see, but that's okay. So Pump.Fund is down 13.1%, MYX down 15.1%. That is not good to see. We talked about MYX, so we said that there wasn't a lot of volume in that area. So once it fell down below, I was like, ooh, it could go down. It could go down, I think it was like 4. It could have been sub 4. We'll have to take a look at the charts, but not looking great for MYX. What do we got here? What is this? Chain Opera AI. Chain Opera is up 18.2%. ZEC is up 21.5%. I think ZEC was actually down quite a bit yesterday. Everything else, man, there's a lot on the board, man. You're talking about from 4 to like 10%. It is not looking great on the bubbles. Let's go over to the total market cap. We'll take a look at that. Fear and Greed Index currently sitting at 58, which is neutral. Total market cap at 4.15 trillion. So before you guys freak out and be like, oh my God, it's down 1.42%. It's over $4 trillion. Anybody remember back in the day, like we were sitting there, we were struggling with like 1.5, like, and I mean, to sit here at 4 trillion, man, that ain't so bad. Altcoin season, the little metric there is at 43. That's pulling back a little bit. Let's see, Bitcoin currently at 129.06. All right, so not all is lost. I think we had a nice little bounce. I think it did go sub 120 for a little bit today. That's down 1.96%. Ethereum is at 4,321. And Bitcoin dominance at 58.7%. So that is a number. If you guys are heavily invested in the altcoins, you do not want to see that Bitcoin dominance working its way up. And we're going to look at that because there's an argument here that there's a nice little trend line, nice little area of support for Bitcoin dominance that could potentially give you some upside momentum there for Bitcoin dominance. So not quite ideal. One thing I do have to do here is add the poll. So let's do that because you guys know we're going to do the daily degen because we are always doing the daily degen. Moon or doom, get your votes in because you guys are going to vote whether we go long or short. You know how we roll around here. And then I also got to put my little pinned message there. Save you guys some money if you want on the old BitTuneX. I can save you, I think it's 20%, man. I think I'm offering you guys 20% back on your trading fees. Pretty nice there. And of course, get over to the Discord. All right, so that's all the showing we're gonna do. Hope you enjoyed that. Let's go ahead and keep it moving. I'll wait a second before I go over to the daily DJ and get you guys an opportunity so you can vote here. Economic calendar, we haven't looked at that too much here recently. Let's just take a look, see what we got going on. I only do 3 stars personally. Who cares? Sunglasses. I guess I must be on the hunt for some sunglasses. Thank you for that advertisement. We got Michigan consumer sentiment. That is going to be tomorrow. Not a big deal. Wednesday, October 15th, you got core inflation rate month over month, year over year. Inflation rate month over month, year over year. PPI. Yeah, retail sales. So next week is definitely going to be one that could move and shake the market just a little bit here, but don't freak out. All right, let's go on back over to, I hope I don't have $0 in there. That's, you can't trade with that. That's not ideal. All right, let's go over to you guys' favorite segment here. It is going to be the Daily DJ and give you guys opportunity to vote whether we go long or short. I just put... I put 5 on it. Nothing too big. All right, so understand this is not how I trade. This is basically interaction with you guys, the audience. We have a little bit of fun here. Looks like you guys are 67% moon. We got 9 votes in there. Keep those votes coming in while I find us a poop-pooba-dooby, shoop-shooba-dooby coin. Let's go ahead and scroll it down a little bit. Let's find something. It looks like you guys have a long bias right now, so you want to find something that's probably a little bit more on the positive side. What about Alice in Wonderland? Let's get it. That is, I'm not going to do that to you. That's crazy. Okay, we're not doing that. That's wild. Let's see what Zen looks like. All right, that's not too crazy. You're above VWAP, above the 200. I don't like being at that horizontal. I probably wouldn't take this. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. I know I said I don't do a lot of TA. Ooh. That's also fun, but man, that's tough. But screw it. You know how we're rolling. We're all in. Let's go. All right, so we're gonna put 5 on it here. You guys are 70% moon right now, 10 votes. let's go ahead. Let's send it. It's going to be a 20x play on Trader. All right. Good luck, guys. I probably wouldn't take this one normally, but you know, it is what it is. And we're in there. You're up 5% already. That is a 20x leverage, man. Doesn't play around. But we'll see. We'll see how this goes. We'll come back and take a look-see here. We've already looked at the economic calendar. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Let's go over to the liquidation heat map. Let's go ahead and make this a little bit bigger here. Let's see if that actually works. Come on, you can do it. There it is. All right, so we got the liquidation heat map up. Hot spots on the map here. You got 120K. We were looking at that on the last show, so that was a couple days ago. And then another hot spot right above 126, 126.3. But you do have a lot of liquidity kind of building up, right? So expectations is, in my mind, is people are starting to think short or have a more of a short bias. So you start seeing these stop losses and these leveraged positions come in for shorts. They would get liquidated here, obviously. You can see those positions coming in pretty hot, right? So like off the high, look, it's dark. Now, remember, when I say, like, when it's dark up here, that gives you kind of a bias of, like, hey, we're open for a reversal. Now, because they've seen, all right, we got rejected. We came back up for a retest here. Not even a retest. We just came back up, got rejected again, worked our way down. It's starting to really, you're starting to see the trend of kind of a little bit of a downtrend, right? That's why you're seeing all of this liquidity pile into the top side. That does not mean that actually it's not safe, to be honest with you. That's people that I think in my mind are gluttons for punishment by putting your stop losses and coming in heavy right here. Like this on the shorter time frame it's just starting to consolidate, right? Over a 24-hour, maybe just over a 24-hour period, you're seeing a little bit of a range, a little bit of consolidation. So this is not safe. All right, this is not safe by any means, but let's what do we say, 126.3 and then 120. Let's go over to the chart. We're gonna go ahead and update the chart. You guys don't need to see the Reaper, but I'll tell you what, those stats looked pretty nice, didn't they? Man, that thing is going to be fun. No doubt about it. All right, so if you guys don't know, I am working a trading strategy. I'm gonna basically automate it. And it's man, it could be spicy, man. I'm looking forward to it. We're doing some forward testing right now. We do see kind of a trend developing here, right? Little resistance to the top side, and that is working its way down, and we have come down into the zone we were looking at. All right, so that was right at about 120. Man, that was damn close. Let's go back to that. Is this not updated? I don't feel like this is updated. I feel like it came down. It did. There it is. All right, now we're in business. Look at this. So we were looking at that liquidity. You got that buying pressure coming in right out of that zone. I mean, man, I wish I was actually tracking on this. I was helping my grandma, man. I was doing IT work. She calls me whenever her computer breaks. This is good. All right, so you come down into a nice little key zone here. You got the weekly pivot. Actually, that's the current week pivot. You got the value area high, and then you had a nice horizontal 0.382. There's a lot of confluence lining up in this area that we talked about. So downward pressure, you had that, came down, got the liquidity, and now that buying pressure is coming in. Issue is on the 4-hour right now, you got the moving averages over top of you, and you got this trend, right? So it's a little tough. Like if we were looking at this in any other way, like we didn't have a trend, a downward trend going into this area right here, I would just jump on the train for a long. And I think you could have maybe a quick opportunity in here. Let's put a little box on it. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can get here. Oh, that's not what you want. You want this one right here. That's where your wick is. That ain't worth it. The juice is not worth the squeeze, my friends. Not on this one. Not with your trend, right? This one of the big things is like making sure that you are taking into account the structure, making sure you're taking into account, what we have here to the top side of us, right? If we were to take a long position, it's straight into resistance, okay? So the better play in this case is cool. This makes us feel good, all right? This is step one, check. All right, but then you want to break this trend too, right? Like you want to get above the moving averages, you want to get the trend or above this trend line here. You would like to see kind of a little breakout retest, and then you'll look for that continuation. So that's kind of where I'm going to sit right now in terms of my bias. So obviously not in a trade right now, and I'm not really enticed to take a trade knowing that I can't really get, it's basically a 1-to-1. I might be able to get a % move to the upside. I probably could, let's be honest about it. But where my stop loss is relative to where my exit would be, I mean, you're just sitting at like a 1-to-1. So I mean, if you're feeling froggy, if you're feeling a little degenny, you know, that could be an opportunity. I would say that not really my thing right now. That is on the 4 hour. Let's see where the moving averages are on the daily. I just want to peep that real quick. You guys can obviously see an area that I'm looking at. Let's see here. Moving averages are all the way the F down here. Got it. So your 21, your 50 are well below you. I do like this area here. And so let's talk about this, because I am a lot more enticed to take a position right here at the 0.5. So 117.5, if you're listening, 117,500. I am going to be looking in that area. Why? You got the POC, but better yet, you know, besides just having the POC, I like the horizontals that I'm seeing. Okay, we can see that these levels have been respected over and over again. You can see support very clear. You can see right here, we break out retest. All right, boom, boom, up, down, continuation. And then you came back up for a subsequent retest, right? So you can see it's honored this area, and it has been a pretty, pretty reliable line in the sand. And then we had that impulsive move through, right? So you get these big candles that push through with conviction. And when it does that, it's telling you like, hey, this area was important, and now we're pushing through with conviction. That's why you get a lot of that, that momentum to carry you and to continue to carry you to the upside here. So I do like this area at about 117.5. Obviously the 21 is going to be working its way up here as well, building a lot of confluence in that area. You can see I've already been kind of peeping that one. I will be looking for that potential play here. Let's go ahead and put a box on that. Put a long position. Let's see if we can get something worthwhile. So it's really going to have, it's going to be a lot to do with the wick here. So that's kind of like your starting point. I'd say 2.3. That'll bake in your fees and all that good stuff. You can get a 2-to-1. You can get a 2-to-1 out of that area, but you're gonna have to see a wick like this, right? You're gonna have to see that wick. Buying pressure's coming in, and then once you reestablish the range here. So I mean, even then, that's gonna cut you a little bit shorter. If we're moving this a little bit here. But I still think you can get realistically a 2-to-1. All right. So I think that's on the table. Again, 117.5. If you're zooming out, talked about that a little bit in the intro here. We're all goo. We're goo. We're all goo. We're all Gucci. All right. We're all Gucci right now. Looking good. I don't really get overly concerned until we start getting down to the demand zone. This the trend line that we have here, adding support. We have the horizontal quarterly pivot. You got a lot going on around here, about 100. Psychological area on top of it all, right? So one, if you're looking for a swing trade, this is an area I'm looking for a swing trade. If you're looking for small intraday type trades, up here looks a little bit spicy for me at about 117.5, but down here at about 100K, that's an area I'm going to be looking for a little bit of a swing here. The thing that I don't like, and I'll say the only thing that gives me a little concern here is the 200 SMA, right? Like if you break the 200 SMA, like that's going to be hard to wrestle with. But what's likely to happen is you're going to see the 200 SMA kind of start to go horizontal, right? Because as price action works its way down, obviously, naturally, the flow for the 200 SMA is going to be arc and then to kind of horizontal, right? It's going to take time. It's not going to be, super quick. So, you try to project that a little bit, right? And you start looking at it, hey, what can we get out of this? Knowing the 200 SMA is above us, and you have a nice little horizontal right there as well. Like, look right here. Support, got it. Come back left. Hey, that's the POC of a previous range. That means something. You got horizontal resistance. So getting a 6 to 7% move out of a high area or an area of high confluence, I think is valid and definitely achievable. And then as long as we keep ourselves in this horizontal, right, above this trend line, then I think we're good. I mean, for a nice little 2-to-1, I think that's well within play. And this is being very conservative here. I think you could go a little bit higher, but still, here nor there. That's I think 2 little areas for you to look for here. I won't say this one's probably not near term, but definitely something I would keep an eye on. Let's go ahead and take a picture of that. We'll drop that in the Discord for the homies. There you go. Got that. And then I'll come back to that one. So no big deal. Again, structure looks great. Bitcoin is fine. Like, don't freak out. Let's see what you guys got going on in the chat here. We got my man, the Dusty Hunt. What up to you, bro? Andrew Craman, the GM dude himself. Jessica, look, how you doing? Crypto Squid, Darren Does Things, DDT, my dude. What up, bro? Good to see you in the chat as well. And scrolling. We got Crypt Dog. What up, dude? Good to see you in the chat as well. All right. Otter Gang is flying with TradeFly. My man. Thanks, dude. I appreciate you. Thera, what up? He said hi, all. Hi to you, my man. All right. Hopefully I got most of you in the chat. If not, just shout me out. Kyle Fields, yo, what up, man? Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. Always good. All right. So that's a quick look at Bitcoin. All right. So, oh yeah. That's right. There was some liquidity down here too. Yeah. Let's zoom out. Let's see if that liquidity is still there. Let's zoom out. Let's go on the, let's go to 6 month. See what that looks like. I just want to see if that liquidity is still down there. Because that would really solidify. Nope. Not on the 6 month. It's dark AF down there now. Your hotspot is at 107. That makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense, right? We talk about this all the time. See, this like swing low. That swing low, you know that's where liquidity is sitting. There's no doubt about it. I just want to see what the monthly looks like real quick. It's always a big thing. Yeah, so that's 107 as well. All right, cool. Let's do this. This is no longer a hotspot on the map. If I can actually select it. Oh no. Oh, you know what that is? That's not liquidity. That's the freaking entry for that. I gotta change the color. Silly. Silly. All right. Let's see. You guys need to help me with the color here. Orange? Disgusting. It's not a cool orange. None of it is. That's alright. I guess orange it is. What about purple? Okay. I can rocks with that. Ooh. There it is. Let's do that. That pops. Cool. Let's add this though. We don't need to add it. We know it. We know Dodo. So here's that swing low here, right around 107. You know there's going to be liquidity down there without a doubt. So what I will do though, one, let's change this color real quick so that we have some consistency. There you go. Make that pop. Cool. And then here we go. We'll do a copy of that, and then we'll move it on down. Move it on down to 107. All right, so that's going to remind us. Going to remind us that we have some liquidity down there, and what we'll do is we'll set an alert. Recommend you do the same. All right, set an alert there, comes down there, you reevaluate, and it'll just be a gentle little reminder that we have liquidity sitting down there. And then we, that could be a potential opportunity as well. But here nor there, I recommend, when you have those areas where like this is like the major liquidity, like if you're zooming out and you're like, hey, where is the bulk of the liquidity that's closest to the price action? It's at 107, okay, about 107.2 in that area. That's where you have the bulk of liquidity. So make sure that you're tracking on that. And that would be right at the 200. So that's something we have to think about when we get there. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, because think about that. 200, pretty nice spot to find a bounce, right? Like it's tried and true. But then you have liquidity kind of lining up. So you come down, you take the liquidity off, and then you get a bounce off the 200. If you get that reaction, right? Like candles will talk to you. If you get a reaction off the 200 and liquidity is off the table, that could be the turnaround you need for a nice little swing trade and see that continuation and carry that momentum back to the upside. So we shall see. But let's at least mark it on our charts for now. Let's go over to USDT dominance. Let's check that out. And yeah, we talked about that. We bounced. We've been tracking this. Right? What's the expectation if you come down here? Is that you were going to bounce, right? And a bounce with an inverse relationship is bad. And look at where the pressure came in. So it's funny how it lines up, right? Right here, let's go ahead and update this real quick just to make sure we're completely up to date. There you go. So you have the value area high and you have your moving averages. You got the 21 and the 50. I don't know how good that is or valid that is on a USDT dominance chart, to be honest with you. But here nor there, it did respect it. Okay, it did respect it. And same here. You didn't even get any closes really underneath of the value area low. But you did come right down to this horizontal that we've been tracking and talking about for quite some time. Who freaking knows if bullish divergence is actually a thing on, USDT dominance. It's gonna have to take me more time. Geo is probably your guy for that, but here nor there. I mean, it's respecting these levels. There's no doubt about it, and we just came right back up. So to the value area high, and to see that, you know, so that right there in confluence with, let's go back to the 4-hour on Bitcoin. Let's go and get rid of that. Stop clouding it up. Look at that. I mean, same time, right? So there's confluence between the charts. You came down to a key level, weekly pivot, 0.382. I mean, there's a bunch lining up there. Honestly, you could have jumped on something spicy down in here if you had a high risk tolerance. Besides waiting for the buying pressure to come in, you go down to the smaller time frames, it probably was screaming. Yeah. Let's go 15-minute. Not out the woods though yet, honestly. Even though buying pressure came in. Not out the woods yet though, ladies and gentlemen. Not yet. But yeah, I mean, you can see the buying pressure is coming in. So it is looking decent, we'll say. But typically, you'll see like a little horizontal level here, and you like to actually break out retest of that horizontal. So not quite seeing that yet. All right, cool. Total market cap. Let's take a look at that real quick. Let's go to the daily. Just see where that's sitting. I mean, obviously, you set a new high. Look at that. Came back right down to the trend list. There it is, man. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. The confluence between the charts. It's crazy. It's crazy. So you got this little legacy trend, right? This goes way back. You got way back. Jeez. This goes all the way back till April. All right. And then why did I leave it? Because it was still respecting, even though it fell down through. Like, it doesn't mean it's over, and it doesn't mean this trend line is not valid anymore, because it was still respecting it. And then you had a nice impulsive move through, was showing you like this is still valid, then came back down and just retested it. So again, confluence between the charts. Right now, I mean, you're looking okay. Like, you do have a horizontal. Like, this is a range. Like, honestly, I just took it from the wick here, but you know there's a little bit of a range there, right? Like, you got wicks, you got candle closes. I mean, there's going to be a little bit of a range. I'm going to leave that there where it was. But here nor there, you know, that's good. That is a good sign. That is what you want to see. Let's go ahead and we'll just put a fib retracement on it again. I don't know how valid that's going to be. Right at the 0.382, man. Right at the 0.382. Amazing. So, bullish continuation. Where's that having at 0.382? Typically. All right. When something has a lot of momentum, 0.382 is that technical area that you would like to see a bounce from. So it's okay. Right now, we're looking okay. I mean, it's not great for the alts, and that has a little bit to do with Bitcoin dominance. The structure on that is showing you it's a little bit bullish, man. Honestly, structure has changed. So what has it done? Remember the horizontal I was talking about? I was like, hey, like, this is what you would like to see. You know, you see how the shoulders, not really the shoulders, but you can see how it's different, right? It's sagging on a different side. If you're looking over here, right? Look how this is higher than that one. And we go to, was it total? It wasn't total. What was it? It was US. What was it? Was it what, Bitcoin? Where was I? Damn it. Which one was I on? Talking about that. It was... I can't even remember. That's all good. Let's go back to... It was... Nope, we got that bounce there. That's good. I'm just... It's over. It's a wrap. I've completely... Oh, Bitcoin dominance. There we go. All right, cool. So, Bitcoin dominance. Don't want that. We had a trend, right? This trend goes way back. And again, you can see by the price action it was respecting. I drew this yesterday. I was like, hey, structure looks like it's building momentum to the upside. That's what that little line was there. But this is what I'm talking about right here. All right. So you have this horizontal, where the 0.5 is. Okay. This 0.5 is not relevant to this. It just so happens to line up. All right. So you have a horizontal level right here at about 58.64. Okay, it breaks through that level, it comes back, it retests, and then it looks like it wants to continue to the upside, right? And that's why you're seeing this, right? And now you're seeing a ascending level of support. I drew that yesterday as well. So if you guys are in the trade brigade, gave you some sauce yesterday. There's no doubt about it. Definitely gave you some sauce. But what I saw was, hey, we're breaking out, we're retesting that horizontal. That's good, in a sense. If you want to see Bitcoin dominance go up, I think most of you don't. But then you had a sitting level of support as well. So like you had two variables there that were indicating that it was more likely to go up than down. And we talked about that a bit. So now you're coming up to the 0.786 as well as a horizontal level for Bitcoin dominance, right? So this is kind of like your first pit stop, I'll say. I'll say second, all right? This was your first one. You busted that one. You got through it. Now here's your second one. Are you able to get through this previous range here as well as the 0.786, all right? That's going to be an important, I'd say, line in the sand for you in terms of Bitcoin dominance. You don't want to see it punch through here. You do not want to see it reestablish the range right here with this one, right? You don't want to see that. That's not ideal, okay? Just for transparency, so you guys are tracking, that is not what you want to see with Bitcoin dominance if you're in altcoins or heavy in altcoins. If you're not, then you don't really give an S. But if you're a Bitcoin maxi and it's all Gucci with you, you'd be like, hey, shoot that dominance one up and I don't care. But for altcoins, that's not going to be, that'll be no bueno, right? Because what does that mean? What it really means is people are going to take that money out of altcoins, right? And they're going to start pushing it back into Bitcoin because they see it as a safe haven. And to be honest, the macroeconomic picture would kind of validate that, because what's going up as well right now? Gold, right? Gold has just been shooting through the roof. It has not looked back. That's usually typically kind of your like safe haven when the world is acting crazy. So cool. That's that. The other thing, just looking at the indicator here, the ChartPrime, the Prime Oscillator Pro, look at this, man. Like, this is bullish AF, bro. Like, when it just gets up there and it just keeps hitting its head like Mario, dude, like, that's an issue. These are like the bricks that don't break. You remember that in Mario? Like, when you're small, you're not big yet, you're just a little guy. You keep jumping up and you hit your head. Yeah, that's this right now. Okay, so, you could be like, oh, it's overbought or whatever. Like, nah, dog, that's not necessarily the case. It's an oscillator and it's scaled, and because it's scaled, it can only go so far. It's only gonna go so far, and then it hits a head and it can keep in its head, and then you can keep watching it go up, right? That's unfortunate. That is one of the issues with using oscillators. All right, let's go to Ethereum real quick. Oh gosh, this is the one HRJ posted in the Discord here. I mean, yes, I was doing some TA, was I not? All right. All kinds of scenarios going on. What was I on, the 4 hour? No, that was definitely on the daily. No, maybe it was 4 hour. All right, cool. So one of the things I was looking at was Head and Shoulders. All right, let's break this down a little bit. I know a lot of people love Head and Shoulders. Let's start here. I want to make this a little bit bigger for you so we can talk about it. Let me talk to you. Anybody watch WWE? All right, so you got your left shoulder, your head, your right shoulder, right? Measured move, obviously you take from the head to the neckline, take that down. That played out. We can agree on that. But the important part of this, I'm not a big head and shoulders guy, okay? I know a lot of people love chart art and doing patterns and doing all this crazy, and they love their cup and handles and head and shoulders and all that. That's cool. Your probability is statistically still about this, like 50-50, right? All right, so, but one that gives me a little bit of a bias on that says, hey, the probability of this might be a little bit more, and this works. Just so you guys know, if you're watching this, you're like, oh, this guy is just talking crypto. This works for TradFi as well, all right? Anything you look at, it doesn't matter if it's Apple, it's Tesla, whatever the case may be. Now, those Tesla moves like a freaking crypto anyways at this point, but one of the things that you should look for is, do you have a droopy shoulder? All right, and I teach people this all the time. If you got the droopy shoulder, you see how this one is lower than that one? My observation, all right, statistically, I haven't gone back and written them all down and be like, oh gosh, yep, okay, check one, check two. I would say my observation, when you see this, it shows me it's losing momentum and that it's more likely to actually play out or to lose this area of support. All right, it may not play out the measured move, but I will say it makes me lean towards seeing a breakout to the downside. All right, cool, check. This one played out. Now let's come over here to my crazy chart art. What have we seen again, my friends? What have we seen again? again, we're seeing a droopy shoulder. All right, you can see how this shoulder is below this shoulder. Again, I can't guarantee you that this is for realsies, but bingo bango in there, right, Joe? Bouncing around, and then what happens again? It loses that area of support right down into this area. And what are we looking at? Okay, cool. Now let's zoom out a little bit. We know we have a horizontal. Let's get rid of this. All right, we'll get rid of that, and we'll take this. We'll bring it out. look where my arrow is. Look where it is. I drew this for you yesterday. Why was it there? Because there was confluence here. The likelihood was that it would break down, establish this range here, and then bounce around. That is what this green crud is on my chart right here. Is I'm saying, all right, cool. You can see a little bounce around, breaks down, comes down, and then it basically stair steps down. That was the expectation there by looking at the price action, right? I'm really big on like, hey, the candles should talk to you. All right, the candles should talk to you. So measure move, pretty damn close. All right, like, so for me, when I look at measured moves, here's another thing, right? You know, me giving you setups, it's moderately useful. Me teaching you, this is the sauce. All right, so you can do the measured move from the head to the neckline and all that, and then bring it on down, right? I would say you're close, not quite, but close. One of the things is, when you do these measured moves, if you have a significant area of support or resistance that is along that measured move, that's where your measured moves to stop. Don't just be like, well, I got this measured move, and you have this artificial, you know, move to be like, oh, it's gonna go here because the measured move of the head and shoulders takes it here. No, stop that. Stop that silliness. You go down here and you're like, all right, cool. I got the POC. I got a value area low. I got a horizontal, and I got horizontal. Like, you can see it in the price action, right? You're coming here. This is why I have it circled. Price action here. Price action here. It's respecting these levels. Cool. This is actually looking for something different. Sometimes I need different colors, but this is looking for something different. But anyways, here nor there, we can see how clear this. Look at this. There's a reason I put this box on here. All right, when I put a box on here, is like, okay, this is significant from a horizontal perspective in terms of price action, respecting it over and over and over again. Like, if you put this on a 4 hour, you're talking about, I mean, let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And that's not even counting the ones that are just above it. That's how many times there was an interaction of a candle on the 4 hour chart to that level at about 4,300. Weird. We bounced right off of that level. This is what I'm saying when I'm talking through TA and I'm like, hey, you could see an initial rejection or you could see an initial bounce out of an area. This is what I'm talking about. You got a line in the sand. You got a significant area. You could see an initial reaction and you're likely to see an initial reaction. All right. So that being said, what scares me about this? Why am I not like jumping all over it? Well, the problem for me is that you're getting an area, you have an area of support straight in to resistance. Like, I mean, yes, you could have scalped this. Yes, you could probably intraday type trade this. Let's go ahead, let's get rid of this now. Let's clean it up just a little bit. But you can see this line here, all right? And what does that line mean? Well, we have the 200 SMA. You now have the 618. You now have the dynamic reactor, which is the purple. All right, so you have a lot of resistance right above you. So yes, you can take a quick play. You can take like I said, you could probably scalp it intraday. That would probably be moderately useful. Where would you get in at? Obviously, you got to see buying pressure coming in, right? Let's be realistic about it. And then you take it, stop loss there, and then right here. Is that worth it to you? That is like damn close, right? Really, really close. 2 to 1. You're barely gonna get that 2 to 1 in my mind. Okay, so is it worth it? Up to you. Like, at this point, no, because it's gone, right? Like, we have the benefit of hindsight, the benefit of teaching, and the benefit of going back and looking and learning, right? That's where we're at right now in this point, right? I would not take a long right here. If you didn't get it, you didn't get it. If you were part of the Discord yesterday or watched the Discord yesterday, this could have been something that you potentially jumped on just knowing what we talked about. But really, what am I more excited about? What I like to see happen? I'm sorry if you're in along on Ethereum right now, but this would be more spicy to me. All right, this would be like, all right, I'm a little bit more excited. Is we lose this level. All right, and then I'm looking for a short. Sorry guys, I like to play the game in both directions. All right, and I don't mean that in a weird way. So let's get rid of some of this again. Don't want to get rid of that one. Let's keep that. All right, cool. So now we're looking at this. So let's start kind of breaking down these horizontals here. And the big thing with this is, are we going to take it to the top of this range? Because I think you're going to get an initial little rejection there, or bounce, we'll say. A little bounce, come back up, retest. Really, retest is your entry, right? We know that. Let's put a, what are we going to put here? Blood. We're going to put blood there, all right? And let's go ahead and make it red. Boom. All right? So we'll put a little blood there, which means, hey, come back up. We're looking for that retest. We get some of those, we get candles out of there that are bearish with that retest. Then we're looking at taking a long, or correction, taking a short. Sorry, kind of long bias right now. Looking at a potential short there. And then are we taking it to the top of the range? And now are we able to get at least a 2-to-1 out of that? So let's keep this relatively tight here. You got the value area low just above you. You don't really necessarily want to see the wick go too high. That is a 6-to-1. So yeah, I mean, that leaves us plenty of room. Plenty of room. That's a 4% move. And you can go to the top of this range here. Even if you want to be conservative, you could probably even squeak it up to the bottom of this range. Even really the bottom side of that range if you really want it. But I think retesting the top of the range makes a lot of sense. And then your stop loss is going to kind of fluctuate to where it actually goes, right? Where does that wick go within this range here? If it even goes, it may not go very far, right? And that's going to have a massive effect on your risk to reward. But it's our going in rate. This is our starting point to be like, are we interested in taking a trade? Is this, something that we would think about taking? And I would say yes, right? And there's obviously going to be some variables here. You're going to have to see that breakout retest, and you're going to have to take the retest. But again, you got to see the candle structure. You got to see those candles come in that are bearish, that signify that we have the potential for downside. Don't take it where there's a big candle that comes into the range and closes into that range. Like, if you got a big candle like this and it closes in the range, don't be silly. All right, don't be silly. All right, there you go. What is this? This defaulted to white? All right. I mean, I set red, but that's okay. We can do white. White will work. That's at least different than green. Huh. Okay. All right. Cool. Let's see what we got in the chat. We got all set in here. What up, bro? Good to see you in the chat. Thank you for being here. Wayne C, how you doing? My dude, K Diggity, no doubt. How you doing, bro? All right, Kyle Fields, he said, stoked to be here. Crypto Squid doing the work thing. Alexandra G, Mrs. AG, you know it. Have you seen the conversation I had with Jordan? No, I did not, Jesse. I can only imagine what you guys did in the Discord. If you guys don't know, Jordan is my bot in the Discord, and he will talk to you. He will love to tell you about his yacht, and he will ask you to sell a pin. All right, that is Jordan in a nutshell. It's actually kind of fun to interact with. Let's see. There you go. HRJ's in here, man. He was there. He will validate. He was sitting in there yesterday when we were talking through this whole move with ETH. Like, we were talking about that for quite a bit yesterday. So if you guys didn't have the opportunity, go ahead, go back, look at it. We'll put some receipts on that thing. You know what I'm saying? RS Miller 747, what up to you? Thank you for being here. We are in the messy, fast, crazy up-down pace mode phase. There you go. Fun fact, 95% of pattern traders also play Pokemon. Oh man, I don't think I still have my nerd alert audio clip there, but that's all good. All right, so Ethereum. Let's just zoom out and take a look-see. We'll zoom out. Actually, one second here. I'm going to take a picture of this, post it for the homies. You know how we roll. All right, download. Cool. Now, when you zoom out, you're all right. You're okay. You're okay. Nice little area consolidation here. You're building a range. I mean, if you think we're going to continue to consolidate, right? Like if you're looking at this from a larger, like, or a zoomed out perspective and you're not worried about intraday, then you're not really overly concerned with the moving averages on the 4 hour. I mean, I would not be against trying to play this range, but how confident are you that we're going to continue the consolidation? And that's really the question you have to ask. And I would say probably less confident now that you had this already kind of take place, right? Because we've already seen that, hey, we can go down here, but we've also seen that this area has a high likelihood of providing support, right around 4,300. So that's something, you know, that's for you. That's going to be dealer's choice. I can't lean in really one direction or another on that, but I will see as you zoom out, like, hey, there's definitely an opportunity here to see support in that area. Currently, pretty much where we're at. Right, there's a lot lining up in there. All right, where do I like though? Where am I really interested in taking a position? Let's go ahead and move this down. And we'll move this over. Have to bring this over just a little bit. All right, I do like this area down here, but not as much as I really like this area here. All right, so let me go back, and when I say here, for those that are just listening, we're talking about probably about 35 to 36-ish. All right, that's right in the platinum pocket. That's really our last area that we found support before we had a really nice move to the upside. So to come back, clear all this liquidity that's down below, at least below like 38 to 3,900. You know, wouldn't be surprising. We have already retested the top of the range, so that's out. Like, we don't need to do that again. Now do we retest the bottom of the range? And do you start to develop, you know, that trend that might show a series of lower highs and lower lows? Like, that's on the table. I do think you'll get a bounce, but that's not something where I'm like, hey, let's take some kind of swing trade or, you know, swing for the fences. But I wouldn't be opposed to seeing that push back up to where you see the golden pocket right here, top of the range. You could get in a nice little trade. You're probably looking at, here we go, about 7%, nothing too crazy. And then let's bring this up here. There you go. So, I mean, yeah, you can probably get about a 4-to-1 out of that pretty easy. Maybe a 3-to-1. Wouldn't be too bad. That wouldn't be too bad. Am I super excited about that? I wouldn't say super excited. I like the area down at 28 to 2,900. Way mo better. Why do I like that way mo better? I'll move the line, or I'll move the arrow down here. We'll cross that bridge once we, you know what? Let's do this. We can have two. We're allowed to have two. Do what we want. We're winners. That's what winners do. All right. Why do I like 28 to 2,900? I've talked about it before, but I mean, it is the clearest horizontal level on the chart. It's not even close. It's not even close. All right. 28 to 2,900. You can see sport, resistance, cool. Stayed above it. Tested it, came up, and then a breakout retest continuation to the downside. I'm not going to draw everything on here. You're just going to have to trust me. It comes back up, retested it, rejection, sharp rejection out of that area. And then finally, we got a breakout retest of 28 to 2,900, and then we never looked back. All right, so that lets me know that 28 to 2,900 is key. Am I saying it's going there? I just want to be clear. No, I am not saying it's going there. If it does go there, are we looking to take a long position? I won't say we. Am I looking to take a long position? You guys already know I have a limit order waiting. It's waiting. All right. This is one of the few areas where I'm like, I don't give a poo. I'm jumping on that. What I haven't done though, which I probably did at one point, but let's do this again here. Let's looky here. Let's go from swing low to the high. I'm sure I just deleted it. It was probably just clouding up the space. That's kind of in between there, between the platinum pocket and the golden pocket. How about if we bring it down? And that puts the golden pocket right below. So yeah, it doesn't really necessarily line up with any fib retracement levels. That does not mean much. So, I mean, yes, it's further confluence, but is that going to change the way I feel about it? No, it's not. It is not. All right. It's a very clear horizontal. I'm fairly confident that you're going to see price action out of that zone initially. Right. And I think this is one where you could get a nice little, a really nice move, right? You're thinking about probably a potential 15% move and a nice little 5-to-1 play out of that area at 28 to 29. So I've already posted that one in the Discord. Don't have to repost it, but those that are watching, those that are new, there you go. I'm giving you sauce, man. I'm giving you the areas that I'm actually looking at here for real trades. Big trades. And the other thing is, somebody was asking me, hey, like, when are you doing these 6-figure trades, man? I did. So I had one over, I don't know if it was over the weekend, but yeah, that was a nice little $600 banger. So I wasn't, I didn't stay in it long, about 6%, right? You can do the math. Yeah. And basically that's, so what I was doing, just for transparency, right? I was taking $10,000, 10x leverage. So mass up to about 100K. All right, here we go. Let's go over to the Discord. I'll show you guys that as well. Go to P&Ls, give a couple little call outs here to the homies. Flex erect. There you go. Uh-oh. You guys are wild. So this is the bot, man. So Crypto Squid, and he plays the bot game. He likes Bollinger Bands. He does that with scalping, but he helped J Violet out, set up a bot. She's crushing it. Come on now. 1,600%. Come on over to the Discord. Get some love here. I think this was yeah, I don't think she had closed it yet. Yeah, that bot's still, it was still open. I don't know if it still is or not. There you go. We got Rashad dropping all kinds of P&Ls here, man. 58% banger, looking good. Let's go. Kelly Kell with a 29% banger. We got an Ada Ace in there, dropping some love. He had a 32.9%, 43%. Just crushing it, man. Crushing it. Look at my man, HRJ. Tony, come on over. Get some love. 103%. He had this one out there early for you guys, right? He's big on getting limit orders out there. Gives you the limit, gives you the stop, gives you the TPs. Along the way, 103% banger. Let's go. My homie, Crypto Breezy. What up, dude? He had a 66, almost 67%. There you go. Rashad with a 167. Look at this. Just crushing it. Crushing it. You guys don't like to put wrecked on there, do you? You guys, you got to be honest now. Hey, if you guys get upside down, don't be scared to post it. Because that's what I'll do. Like, if I get upside down on something, if I lose my ass, I'll go ahead, I'll post the P&L, and then I'll give you kind of like a journal entry. What I was looking at, why I was looking at it, what happened. And that way, everybody has an opportunity to learn. All right, so you'll see that. I've even put that on my X. I was about to say Twitter. I've put that on my X before. I got no shame. I ain't even worried about it. Again, just more winners. I was trying to show you guys where mine is, but you guys are just crushing. We got JR in there too, man. Just slinging it. Was it? Oh, so this was BYDFI. I took the trades that they suggested in the swing trade section. So like all you guys got to do is go over to BYDFI, deposit $100, put your UID in there, and they'll give you the trade setups. I don't know if you guys can see it here on the left-hand side. There it is. So they have the scalps. They have a market analysis, swing signals, copy signals. I'm probably going to delete that one. You got to pick a trader. I haven't picked a trader. Maybe I'll pick myself. But anyways, they give you all kinds of setups. Here, I'll give you guys a sneak peek. I don't really care. There you go. Little sneak peek there. That is a P&L, cumulative P&L, 20%. And here is a long position that they were looking at for, it looks like comp. All right, so they're dropping these every single day. Every single day. Giving you TP, stop loss, all that good stuff. That is, all you got to do is sign up. Sign up, deposit $100. That's it, and you got access to this. You don't even have to, I mean, it'd be cool if you trade it, Like, that's the whole idea. You trade, you follow these signals with that $100, right? Like, that's the whole idea. But not required. Okay, so get over there, take advantage of it. All right, I gotta get back. I'm gonna show you guys my little. Did I take that before? What did I do here? Oh, that's ADAS. I don't even know where it is. Oh, I took that on the weekend. We just jumped on. We were just having fun one night. I shorted NYX 135%. ADA, you got 200% out of it. I don't know where my my other P&L card was. It was like I said, it was only like 6%, but it was like $600. Not that important. I'm dragging the show down too much. All good. All Gucci. You guys aren't here to see all these P&Ls. Let's look at the chat real quick. Jordan hates me. Jordan does not hate you. Jordan is a bot. What do you think of XLM, Mr. Fly? Let's look at XLM. That'll be the last thing that I look at. And then we'll bounce, man. Get out of here. Let's do it. XLM. All right, so last time I looked at that, I was looking at this trend line right here. So you got a nice impulsive move to the upside. What do we get? This is cool. Got a breakout retest, right? So that is what you want to see right now. It's just, this is decision time. Right here, where we're at, is really decision time, right? So if you start getting those bullish candles off of that retest here, you want to get above the 200, at least on the 4 hour. Let's see where that is on the daily. So I'm gonna take this off real quick. Zoom in just a little bit. So you got a little bit of a squeeze there. It would be nice if those moving averages were a little lower, right? But on the daily, I'm sure they are in a much different spot. Yeah, there you go. So on the daily, all Gucci. Well, I guess not all Gucci. You got the 21 and the 50 right above price action right now. Almost pretty damn close to the 4 hour as well. So that's going to be tough, man. I mean, the step one is seeing that breakout retest and actually seeing it retest the trend line for shizzle. But the problem is the moving averages are just directly over top of you right now, which makes it, you know, it makes it a little bit tougher. A little bit tougher. The good news is you do have the 200 underneath of you. Obviously the 618. And dude, I like that level though. Real talk. I don't know if you're in a position on the XLM, but if you're not, this is an area I'd be looking at. Right here. Change that to blue. Why am I looking at that? Well, you can see a pretty clear horizontal. Let's go ahead and mark that up. Right here. That's working its way down. I think will be perfect, but whew, I don't know. That's tough. I mean, you got the 200, they got a golden pocket, and you have, I mean, liquidity's right there too. So if you see this ride it down a little bit, if it doesn't aggressively fall through, and you can get to this liquidity and then break out, because this is what I'm looking at right here. This is liquidity, basically all of this. All right, all that. Oh, it's an airplane. Look at that. That's what happens when you have ADD and you start drawing on charts. You draw airplanes. See? Look at that. That looks like a heavy. And then you got little people parachuting out. There you go. He's having fun. All right, cool. So, yeah, I mean, if you lose that, if you lose this area here where the 618 is, as well as the horizontal and the 200 SMA, yes, you should parachute out. That's the moral of this story, because you're likely to come down a lot further. So keep an eye on that. Let me go and clean that up. Let's get this crazy guy out of here. Get his eyes. All right, cool. We're gonna leave the airplane though, because I like the airplane. I would, yeah, if you get some bullish momentum, some bullish structure out of this area, you could probably look at a long position. And I wouldn't be opposed to that, especially since you now have a higher high. Barely. Gosh, man. Need something to drink. Don't you have a little higher high there? Getting over there. Yeah. Man, this is tough. This one is really tough because you have that true retest. I just don't like having the moving averages right directly above you. So it's one of those weird times. Like you're seeing what you want to see in terms of that breakout retest, because like this thing could just keep going. But I mean, really, you're just gonna have to follow the market, man. We do have that confluence between the charts though, right? Like we have an area that we should theoretically see support, right? We got a bounce with Bitcoin. We got a bounce with total market cap. We got a rejection with USDT dominance. That all kind of lines up, and it just happens to line up. The confluence is right here with that retest. Oh, that's tough. Man, I'd say my bias is probably for this retest to play out. But if you're taking a position out of that, you're obviously gonna have to keep it pretty tight stop loss. I mean, really, you got to start there, right? Like you can't, because that's where price action is at. Probably put yourself below the dynamic reactor there, and then we bring this down. I mean, yeah, 2 to 1 still in play, and that even front runs the high there. If you develop a little bit of a consolidation, a little bit of a range, it's probably conservative. Hey, just protect yourself. Protect yourself with the stop loss, because if you get back into this range, you're, I would say, almost surely coming down to the horizontal of about 30, looks like 35 cents. And then we get real excited if you come down into this area and take that liquidity, and then you see a candle that looks like this. That one there. That is the ugliest arrow of all time. Boom. Mo better. So if you get something like that, we're seeing buying pressure come out of this area here, liquidity gets taken off the table. All right, liquidity, as you guys like to say. And then you get that breakout of this trend, man. That's when this thing could take off. Oh, that area is, dude, straight up. Like, look at the horizontals too, just all the way through. That's a pretty key level. So it's like mixed signals, right? Like, because right here you had this trend, it was following that trend down, basically creating a squeeze to the downside. But you actually got the breakout, right? You actually got a breakout and now retest. And you didn't really, I mean, I guess theoretically you could say there was a lower low, but like really it's finding support right here, like it already did. And it didn't even take all of the liquidity that's down there. So it took all this liquidity that's right here, but it didn't take all of it. Like this wick, like actually goes a little bit further down. So there's got to be more liquidity down here that's worth taking, but you just got that squeeze, man. That's my like only real concern with it, with the breakout retest. Like if these moving averages were below, then I'd be like, yep, I think that's Gucci. But it's like literally you fell below the moving averages to get your retest, and that's not ideal. Like, damn, like if this could just take these moving averages and put them down here, like if they were down here, if it looked like that instead of like that, then I'd be like, yeah, let's go. but you can't always get what you want. So anyways, yeah, I think there's opportunity for a bounce here. Obviously, there's definitely some technical reasons why you could see some support, but you're just squeezed by the moving averages, especially on the 4 hours. I mean, just look at it, moving average after moving average after moving average, 21 cross to 50, yada yada yada. I mean, there's just a lot going on above you. So it may just be worth waiting on this. Like, let me see. You're on spot. All right. Wix by 589. What up, lady? Oh man. If you're looking at, adding to your position as well, or just if anybody's looking at XLM, wait for this. Like, if you're in, you're in, right? There's, I would say, but like the conservative play for me, if you're looking to take a position and actually like ride this thing up a little bit, one, I mean, we already talked about there could be a possibility here, but right here, like you break that 41 cent area and come back down for that retest, and then you get those bullish candles coming out of there. Yeah, sign me up for that ride, because that one's probably going right up here about, I'd say at least 10%. So keep your eye on that. Dude, what happened to my oscillator? Why is it gone? Nope. You guys can't be having my code now. Huh. I don't even know what happened to my oscillator. It don't matter. I don't need it. We're getting out of here anyways. I'll go back and look and see what Jordan said, man. All right, weird question. Thoughts on PayPay 4 hour? It seems like it's at support, but at a current market state, I don't trust it. All right, Justice. I'm gonna look at it real quick. Man of the people. PayPay. I ain't really heard many people talk about PayPay here recently, but we'll take a quick look. Don't need that. All right, see the difference, like with the PayPay and what we just looked at? See how this is like the continuation, you can see, of the structure of the trend. So I can understand why you say you don't trust it. That makes sense to me. Like we're not setting any kind of higher high. We're not even testing the high. It's just continuing down. But it is, you could argue it's a horizontal as much as you, well, damn, if you zoom out a little bit. Because now you're looking at this, right? The whole picture. Yeah, I'd say pressure's to the downside for PayPay. And yeah, it's very logical for you not to trust it right now. That's called being a rational human. So now, yes, you're at support. You are at support. Did you come down and take the liquidity? You did. I think you did. Let me move this real quick. Nope, you didn't. So when I say that, when I'm like, hey, like, did you take the rest of the liquidity? I'm looking at these, right? Everything under these wicks or under these candles, there's stop losses, leverage positions that'll get liquidated. So you would have to, for me, I would prefer to see it come down, see a wick, take that liquidity that's left, and then look for that move. But it could definitely bounce where it's at. Like this line is just, it's not gonna be perfect, right? It's a little bit of a range. Yeah, I mean, you are at support. You're just, I mean, if you're looking at a position there, There's really going to be liquidity between here and here, though. Right here. I would like to see a dip into that box first, if you're thinking about it. If it's crossing your mind, I would like to see it come down in this box. Why? So my trading style is seeing liquidity off the table, right? Like, one of the books that I read, you know, one of the people that I studied, what they talked about was, hey, my entry is your stop loss. So understand that in this box, we can agree that there is going to be a ton of stop losses, and there is going to be a ton of leverage positions that get liquidated. Why? Because you're looking at, hey, this was the starting point. So what do? They start here. That's your stop loss, right? We do the same thing, but the problem is we wait for it to develop first. We wait for this to happen first before we're like, okay, cool, that's where I'm gonna put my stop at. So like, we wait for that to happen. Like, that's the difference between, you know, I'll say me and maybe somebody that's a little bit more junior, or somebody, you know, kind of just learning the ways, is that they look at the area of support and they're like, all right, cool, like that's my entry, right? And then what happens is it comes down and takes this liquidity, right? Because you ended up putting your stop loss in there. Not saying you're doing that, right? I want to be clear that I'm not saying you, but a lot of junior traders will do this. They're like, all right, cool, like I'll accept a 3% drawdown, right? But what they're not realizing that they've done is they put themselves right in the liquidity, right? Because you really got to come back to this candle here and know that the liquidity is all within this box here. So like, you're looking at it, and they'll just notionally put their stop loss in there, and then that they get wiped out. And then it ends up bouncing, and it ends up going in the direction that they thought it was going to go anyways. So like, this is what you'll have to look for and see this wick come down in. And what you'll see the buying pressure come in, man. When you see the buying pressure come in, when you get a really strong wick, especially when you go down to like the hourly, you know, and probably lower, you're going to see that buying. I mean, this wick, like, that's a nice wick, right? It's a nice wick. All right. Got a really nice girthy wick right there. All right. So looking at that right there, you can see that this is buying pressure coming in. And then of course it does the traditional breakout retest. So you have this horizontal, breaks through, retest. Cool. Like, a lot of people would enter right there. They would enter there, stop loss would be down here, and then they would be looking to take that up. That's kind of the little bit more old school way of fighting this fight here, is looking like that. But it's conservative, right? Like, for me, like now, like, you know, I'm a little bit more aggressive, right? We get these really strong wicks, and then the next one closes, you know, 50% above this candle right here. I'm okay with getting in, you know, around here. Because I think statistically, it's about samesies. From here to right here, it's about the same statistically. So that's what I would, you know, I would keep an eye on that area. Because again, I mean, yes, it is support. I agree. It's just, what's your tolerance right now? You know, like, if you're cool with having some drawdown that takes you potentially 6 to 7, really probably about 7% without seeing the wick, right? That's what you got to bake in there. You're gonna have to bake that in there. You can't see the wick right now. And then if you're looking to say, hey, we can go back up to this trend, then that might be worth it, right? That might be worth it. If you really think we can get back up to this trend line, I'm not sure that I'd be comfortable with that. But, you know, coming back up to this high here, where you have this resistance, like, I think that's more plausible. It's 50% move to 2 to 1. Like, it's meeting most of the wickets, most of the metrics here. Besides, you'd have to move that up because current price level is there. So there you go. So that puts you under a 2 to 1. Now you're looking at like a 1.4. So dealer's choice, man, honestly. But you know, that's kind of how I look at it. That's how I approach it. Like, I want this liquidity off the table before I'm interested in really taking a long position, a significant long position. So hopefully that makes sense. Let's see. Zoom out just a little bit. See, this is kind of what I'm talking about right here. It's not perfect, but it kind of will be an opportunity for me to explain my point. So this wick to here, and really like, so that cleared out that with liquidity, but it actually continues to go up. But here nor there, this is going to be the bulk of your liquidity. So comes back down, takes that liquidity, and then you see that momentum back to the upside. So this second retest, this really doesn't mean much. Like, that second one is not as important as the first one. Because you're like, well, why didn't it come down and take a liquidity to that? Sometimes it does, but it's not, it doesn't necessarily, like, I would say the probabilities aren't as high. Get rid of that. The probabilities aren't as high that it'll come down, right? Like, it's, this is worth chasing. You kind of see the same thing, right? Wick comes down, takes liquidity, come down, retest, but it didn't actually come down and go lower than this wick here, right? Once it came back down for the retest. Same deal here. And you saw that continuation of the upside. So, but yeah, man, seeing a wick down to take what liquidity's there make a lot of sense. Cool. Hopefully that explains it. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely, bro. All right, cool. I think I'm about to run. Gotta go. I'm daddy daycare, man. I got all the kiddos. Got to pick them up from school. Had to do some homeschooling, man. It has been interesting, no doubt about it. And I can smell some food down there, so I know that she's cooking. So sounds good. Sounds good. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I hope everybody has a great day. I hope you learned something. If you did, just give me a little like. I know you're already subbed because you're in the chat, but come on over to the Discord if you want. Definitely dropping some alpha over there, and appreciate it. Appreciate you guys for being here. Much love to you guys. As always, trade safe, be safe. I'm out.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yeah, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why they say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.